I, like many people I know, grew up with the Beatles well after the Beatles were over. I was born in the 70s, early 70s to be, 1970 to be exact. So I did not know who the Beatles were until not much later. I discovered the Beatles through the Yellow Submarine, and I think I saw that like on PBS when I was just a kid. And then sadly in 1980, even though I didn't really 100% know who John Lennon was, he was gunned down. And after that, I only discovered the Beatles through my siblings, and since then it's just been a love affair with the group. Now here we are in 2016. It's been what 50 odd years since Beatlemania began, and Ron Howard has given us not the definitive documentary about the Beatles, but definitely one to add to the shelf if you're a real hardcore Beatles fan, or even if you're just a casual fan of the Beatles. This is a pretty engaging and entertaining and thought-provoking documentary that focuses specifically on the touring years from 1963 to 1966, when I think it says that they played over 250 shows, meanwhile still going to the studio to record new albums. Now, Howard basically tells everything in a chronological fashion, starting off in the beginning in Liverpool and on their humble beginnings, and then it moves up to when they first started hitting the charts and starting to go on world tour. Now, to this day, since I've actually been attending concerts or following pop culture to a sense, I don't, with the exception of Michael Jackson, I don't think there has been any artist on the planet ever to have ever achieved the level of insanity that the Beatles brought upon the general public. Now, we've heard the phrase Beatlemania and Beatlemaniacs and whatnot, and this documentary really gives a solid look at what it was like to be in that time period. And Howard not only focuses on the events then, but actually contemporizes it by bringing in folks from the present day to reminisce about that period in time. It's kind of random on who he chooses. We have here from like Sigourney Weaver, Whoopi Goldberg, Elvis Costello, Eddie Izzard, and then obvious choices like director Richard Lester, and obviously Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, and through archival footage John Lennon and George Harrison. And they basically discuss periods in time, like for example how they were impacted when Kennedy was shot, or how the Beatles took their stand against segregation in the South, where basically they said that they don't have to play this gig if people are going to be segregated. And other stories like how Whoopi Goldberg went to her first Beatles concert, and how another, unfortunately the name escapes me, how another woman, a woman of color, went to a concert with the Beatles, and she noticed that she was pretty much the only black person in her area, and she was surrounded by white folk. Nobody minded, nobody cared, everybody just was there to enjoy the Beatles. It's this little a microcosm of events in this long history of this incredible band. But one of the real big things about this documentary is the footage. All of the concert footage is concert footage that I have not seen, and I'm sure there might be some footage near that most even die-hard fans may not have seen. Significantly, they actually used footage from the recently 4K restoration of the concert at Shea, and the footage looks amazing. And like I said, a lot of the footage they got here with some remastered audio, it really puts you in the moment and gives you just a sense, just a small idea of what it was like to be there. Thanks to Howard's direction and the work with his editors, he's able to keep things moving and keeping a strictly historical perspective on events in those decades, from the beginning to just after Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band hit the charts. So as a avid Beatles fan, I really enjoyed this documentary. It was very informative, very enlightening, and I especially loved all this new footage that I've never seen before. Like I said, I've never, like many people I know and many people in my generation, never seen the Beatles live in concert, and this is probably as close as we'll ever get to seeing it. So, I would have to give the Beatles 8 days a week, the touring years, 4 stars out of 5. As I said earlier, it's not the be-all, end-all of Beatles documentaries, but it's definitely one that is worth seeing and worth watching and worth hearing. And definitely worth seeing in the theater, because when I saw this in the theater, they had a bonus, I don't know if it's everywhere, but they had a bonus segment where they had a half hour of the 4K restoration of the Shea Stadium concert, and that was like impressive. And so yeah, definitely check this one in the theater if you have the opportunity. So the Beatles, 8 days a week, 4 stars out of 5. So if you like this review, please hit that comment below. Have you heard about the Ron Howard documentary? Are you a Beatles fan? Have you heard of their music? Please comment below and let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do, so you can stay on top of my new reviews, trailer reactions, retro reviews, and any other fun things I happen to put up on my channel. So until next time, see you at the movies.